What's going on, everyone? This is Brett Darian here, and here's my latest toy that I've picked up. This is a Sony DVP-CX875P, and this is a DVD changer. Now, I already have a DVD changer. It's a 5-disc DVD changer. It's got an HDMI output, and it mechanically works fine. However, the front screen does not work. So I don't really enjoy using it, and also it just doesn't hold enough discs. 5 DVDs is just not enough. This can hold 300 discs. It can hold 300 DVDs, 300 CDs, music CDs, video CDs, whatever mix of discs you want. Obviously it won't play Blu-rays, but I'm not really in the need for a Blu-ray changer. I just need a DVD changer. You might be wondering why you would need a DVD changer, and that's what this video is really going to be about. Why you still may want to use a DVD changer in 2025 and beyond. And I do have a reason for that, but we'll go into that later. Right now, let's take a closer look at the machine. So we'll turn it on here first, and you can hear the mechanism inside is spinning around. There's like a carousel inside that can hold 300 discs, and it will rotate around, and it will grab the disc you want, and it'll actually suck it into the mechanism, which is here in the center. And I'll open up the case here and show you that here in a minute as well. But first, open the door up here, and the door will electronically open. And also, not only does this hold 300 discs, but it even has a +1 slot, which is right here. So you can have this completely filled up with discs, and that slot will always be available in case you want to just play a single disc. And you can just use this as a standard DVD player and just use that slot, and it'll take that disc right in. But the reason that you may want to still use a DVD changer like this in the 2020s and beyond is that, well, I currently have a lot of TV series on DVD. Like I have this Animaniacs complete series here. I also have the complete original series of Red Dwarf. This is on 18 DVDs. And this Animaniacs complete series is probably on like 15, maybe 20 DVDs. And I also got of a 2-volume collection of Goof Troop. I don't know if these are all the episodes, but there's 54 episodes on here, and this is on, oh man, something that's popped out there. It's another reason why these cases that hold these DVDs, they're made really cheaply, and they just do not want to stay clipped on. And like, even if I do clip them on, they just will not stay in place all the time. Because DVD cases now are just made so cheap that they just don't hold them in very well. So with something like this, you can just have the discs always in the player ready to go, and then you can just play them anytime you want. And I also have all 8 movies of Beethoven. So this is on, like, I think maybe 4 DVDs or 6 DVDs. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 DVDs. So 4 DVDs with the Beethoven movies. And I also got all Schoolhouse Rock songs. This is on 2 DVDs. This is disc 1 and disc 2. And I also have the complete first and second and complete third and fourth season of Disney's Dinosaurs. This is 4 discs for each collection, so that's 8 DVDs total. And just as a bonus, because I found this at Goodwill, this is a 4-disc set of the complete first season of The Cosby Show. So if you add all those up, that's probably about 50 or 60 DVDs total. And so that's a lot of DVDs to, you know, to keep track of and to insert into your player back and forth all the time. And while I do enjoy the experience of putting a disc in my player and everything, it would be a lot more convenient and also cooler as well, in a way, to have all the discs in a huge changer like this and just being able to select the disc you want, and the disc is already in place, it just has to grab it and it'll start playing it. I really think machines like this are really cool, interesting. I'm going to show you more up close shots of the mechanism when it's working. I think it's really neat to see. For now, though, let's just play a single disc. Like I'll just pop in. It can be any disc. Let's try the first disc here of Goof Troop, and I'll just put this here in the easy slot, they call it. This is just the that's the disc where that's the +1 slot, and then we close the tray. There's also buttons here on the machine itself for easy play, load, and flip. This will also flip discs if you're playing a two-sided disc. You can press the flip button and then it will flip the disc, and it just sucked the disc in right there from the +1 slot. And it should start playing it immediately. So really cool. Let me get you a close-up shot of this mechanism in action. Okay, so here's the disc playing. So now we'll press stop. And funny enough, there actually is no eject button right here on the front. The eject button is actually behind the door. So you have to press the open button, and then that will eject the disc. And now the door will open, and there's the eject button, which again I think should be out here because the disc ejects anyway when you open the door. So it's like the eject button should be out here. So I don't know why it's behind the door. But either way, that's where the button is. And then you can just take the disc out. And there you go. But let's put it back in anyway, because I want to show you an up-close view of the disc being played. So there it is. The disc gets sucked in, and then it will start playing. So really, really neat. And so now I'm going to take the cover off, and then I'll show you what that looks like from above. Alright, so now the top cover is off. So let me stop playback, and I'll eject the disc again. There's not too much to see from above, really. But I'll give you one more shot, one more close-up shot back here after this. But you can see the disc right there. Now the disc being sucked in. And the main mechanism, of course, is right here. This is where it actually reads the disc. And all the discs are stored right here in a circle, so they all go around here. And if I had a disc that was double-sided, I can press the flip button, and the disc would actually spit the disc back out here, and then it would rotate it 180 degrees, and then it would suck it in from the rear, and then it would read the other side of the disc. So that's how it actually flips the disc. It rotates the tray around 180 degrees, and then it plays the disc from the other side. Here's the best view of the action right here from behind the door. So I press the button to close the door, and then it grabs the disc and it sucks it right into the mechanism, and then it starts playing. And then if I stop it, it will spit the disc back out, and then the disc door will open up. And here's what it looks like from the other side. It grabs the disc, starts playing, and then we eject the disc. It puts it back into place. Okay, so now I'm going to load it up with a few more discs. So that's a disc in slot 1, and then that's a disc in slot 2. And you always put the discs in with the label facing right and the data side facing left. I'll just put in 5 for now. There we go. So that's 5 discs. And now the tray rotates, and it's really just reading to see how many discs are actually inserted. So now it's going to go to disc 1. And now it automatically starts playing disc 1. Yeah, but now I can actually tell it to go to disc 5, for example. And it'll put disc 1 back. And then it'll go to disc 5 and grab it, and then it'll play it. So really, really cool. I could actually watch this mechanism all day. It's really fascinating to watch this machine work. And here is the back of the machine. You have 2 sets of RCA audio outputs. You also have 2 sets of video outputs, composite and S-video. You also have a component video output. And one thing I forgot to mention here is that since this player does not have an HDMI output, you will need some kind of scaler or a converter to connect this player up to your modern TV, because I don't think there are any TVs sold today with component inputs. As well as a S-Link, which I think is used for mini disc players, and you also have a scan select, so this is you can do interlaced or progressive. I always want progressive, so we'll just leave it at that. You also have digital optical outputs and coaxial, so this is for digital audio output. And this has a date code of the 2nd quarter of 2003, and it was made in Japan. Alright, well, I have set up the player, and I have also loaded all of my DVDs from this stack here all into the player. It was a total of over 60 discs. And right now I have the player set to load mode, and what that does is the player will actually read each disc, and it will read the information from it so that it can then display the title and other information about it on screen. So it's going through each disc one by one, and when it's done, it will display all the information here on screen, so then you can like I do have the remote here. This is not the original remote that came with the player originally, but it is one that will work. You press this folder button, and it will come up on screen. It will show all the discs that are in your player, and then you can just select them individually. So I'll let this finish, and I will get back with you when it's done. Okay, so now the machine has finished loading. So now when I press the folder button, a menu comes up and shows you what discs are in each slot, which is really cool. It even has like an image showing that it's volume 2, and disc 2, disc 3, disc 4, and so forth. But unfortunately, though, it did not actually read from all the discs, even though it did go through all the discs. It seems to have only read information from the first 15, because after that, there's nothing. There's a total of 61 DVDs in here, and unfortunately, the rest of them here are all blank. It did detect them as DVDs, we can see that right here, but it did not detect the title information. Now, you can type in that information yourself. If you open up this flap here, we can see there is a port here for a PS2 keyboard, and if you press the edit button, a prompt comes up here. Well, not a prompt, but you can see this yellow area here. If you press the enter button in that yellow area, a on-screen keyboard will pop up, and you can use the arrow keys to navigate through this on-screen keyboard very slowly and type in the disk information. Now, obviously, that would take a long time, especially if you have a lot of DVDs. So preferably, you would get an older computer keyboard and plug it into this PS2 port here, and then you can just simply type out the information on that keyboard, and that would be a lot faster. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to try to find an old PS2 keyboard. You can probably find those at like any thrift store. Let's say that I did want to play disc number 13. Well, I can just press the enter button, and the machine will go straight to disc 13, and it'll play it. Yeah, so it is playing. So that's Animaniacs. And now if I press stop, let's say I wanted to go to, well, let me press disc change here. And again, let's say I wanted to go to disc 36. It puts disc 13 back, and then it goes to disc 36. And it'll start playing that one.
Everybody's dead, Dave.
And yeah, so this should be disc 1 of Red Dwarf.
Everybody's dead, Dave.
Now this particular model should be able to play CDRs. So here's a CDR here. We're going to put that in the easy slot, and we'll see if it'll play it. I know the older models, like the 870D and the 860D and 850D, they do not play CDRs, but this one should. Let's take a look. Yes, this one does play. So this is playing a CDR, and we can use the dial here on the left to search through a song. And it'll keep on skipping through until you press play. And for some reason, pressing the jog made it stop. Yeah, now it ain't playing at all. Let's see. Alright. And we can also use the remote for that as well. There's a step button. If you press and hold that down, it'll start skipping through. And this CDR only has one track, so I can't skip through the tracks. Okay, so we know it can play through CDRs. So now, let's see if it'll play an MP3 CD. It should be able to play MP3 CDs as well. And this is a load of MP3 CDs. Almost 8 hours of music on one disc. That's just incredible. Let me try to pick out a good one newer stuff. Let's try newer stuff. So again, this is an MP3 CD. Let's see if it'll play this. It's thinking about it. It says it's loading. Okay, yes, it is playing. Sounds like Ace of Base. I haven't listened to these before, so I don't know what's on them. Let's go to the next track. It even comes up MP3 on the screen. This will not play SA CDs, though, unfortunately. So this will play MP3 CDs as well. Really cool. So now for my final test, I'm just going to put in a dual layer HP DVD plus R disc. It should be able to play this just fine, but just to make sure though, let's see if it'll play this DVD plus R. I think it will. Okay, well first it's showing up like a menu here, and this is the video that's on the disc, so I should just be able to press enter and it'll play that. There we go. Yeah, so that's my brother there on the left, and that's my dad there, and I'm filming. This is a boat ride we took back in 2008. Yeah, so it is playing that disc just fine as well. So this player should play pretty much all the discs that you would want. Yeah, guys, so I really think this is a cool machine. I think I'll get a lot of use out of it. It's really fun to use. And I think that these DVD changers do still have some practical purpose, even in 2025 and beyond. If you have a large stack of TV series or DVD series that come in these massive collections that have a lot of DVDs on them or in them, then you might be able to find a use for a machine like this. This is really, really cool. Now, of course, I mean, you don't have to use a machine like this. You can just take all these DVDs and rip them to a computer and load them on a hard drive and then run a network and all that. I mean, you can do that too, but I just think this is more fun and just a bit more interesting to use. And like just knowing that there's a machine, just seeing this machine work is just like really cool. And so I think I'll get a lot of use out of this, and this is a really, really cool machine. But anyhow, guys, I guess that'll do it for me for now. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you guys next time.